So, this is a video response to Taren Guys Are Single Moms Damaged Goods. Um, it seems like when you're a single mom, well, first of all, I'm a single mom. I'm 19. I'm about to be 20 in a couple months. My daughter's 2. It's a picture of her in the background. Yeah, you can't see it, but that's her. Um, it's just so funny because it seems like I run into this discussion everywhere I go. Like at work, people have a field day with asking me questions about being a single mom and a teenage mom. And like some people, they they say stuff and they don't really think about what they're saying. Everybody who's a, a single mom or a teenage mom was not going around like sleeping with everybody, and everybody doesn't have little bad chaps running around, throwing paint on the floor and acting crazy. Everybody has their own story and everybody has their own situation. I don't think it's right for you to be prejudged just because you have a kid, whether you're a single mom or a single dad, because there's some guys out there that are single dads, believe it or not. There's some teenage men that are single dads, and there's grown men that are single dads. So having a kid has nothing to do with who you are as a person or what you're capable of. I know like a lot of my friends say that they wouldn't date somebody with a child because, you know, they want like 100% attention, 100% attention from whoever they're with. And I can honestly say before I even got pregnant or whatever, I never had that thought in my head. Like, I'm sorry, I was playing something. I never had that thought in my head. I don't want to date somebody with kids just because I want 100% of their attention. Honestly, no matter who you're with, you're not going to get 100% of their attention. And I think that has to do with maturity, and it has to do with, insecurities as well. Because if you need 100% of somebody's attention all the time, it's just like, you need to find out what's wrong with you. Nobody needs that much attention from anybody. I mean, 100% attention from somebody all the time will cause people to lose their jobs, to lose friends, to lose family, because they're giving all their attention to you. And they have a life. They had a life before you, and if you guys don't stay together, they'll have a life after you. So it has to do with maturity and you know who you are as a person, like your self-esteem. I don't knock anybody that doesn't want to date anybody with kids. I could care less if you don't want to date people with kids. That's your choice. Like, just like, for every one person that doesn't want to date people with kids, there's like 5 people that wouldn't mind dating somebody with kids. It doesn't, it doesn't make much of a difference. And the way I see it, if you have a kid, then your child should come first. Like being worried about dating and being in this scene and being in that scene, it's stuff that I'm not worried about. Like, and I'm not gonna say it's because I have a kid, because even when I was younger, before I even got pregnant or whatever, I was never worried about being popular or being in this crowd or being in that crowd or going to all these parties, and I was never really worried about that stuff. So I personally can't relate to people who worry about that more than they do their kid, because if you do worry about that more than you do your child, that means you was worried about that before. It just didn't, like, you just didn't have a kid and were just like, oh my god, now I want to go party even though I was never doing it before. So I'm not too worried about that stuff. As far as the forum, specifically bringing up Taryn Guy, people are very trashy. I've noticed from like watching YouTube videos, watching the comments, people are trashy. Because if you do have an opinion, there's always a kind or simple way of stating your opinion. But it seems that people don't realize how to do that. Like, they have an opinion and they just feel like they have to say the most raunchy stuff to get their point across. And you don't have to do that. Especially since, like, I would say, I don't know, 95% of these people are grown women. I don't understand when grown women act like that. Like, the women that I'm around, they don't act like that. Like, I'm around my sister who is 25, my mother who of course is a grown woman. I'm around my other sister who is 27. I'm around women that don't act this way towards other women. And um, just to change the subject a little bit, um, us black women with all the stuff that's going on, whether, I mean, I don't know how many people know about it, but with all this stuff that's going on with them saying that black women are the most unattractive, we're the most, single women, nobody wants a black woman. With all this stuff going on, this is our time to stick together, because right now, all all defenses are being thrown towards us. All these negative things are being thrown towards us, and um, this is like, you'll notice, because I noticed, and when I noticed, I was very upset about it. No one's taken up for us. Like, no one, there's no, I mean, if there is, I haven't seen them. There's no black man like, oh no, don't talk about, black women like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that it's their responsibility, but I'm saying that with everything that we've been through in history together, you would assume that black men wouldn't be the ones jumping on the bandwagon. I've seen plenty of black guys talking about how they don't date black girls, they don't like black girls, just saying all this stuff about black girls. And with all of that being done, we need to stick together, because nobody's gonna be there for us the way that we can be there for each other. Like, when everybody's turning their back towards black women, this is when we need to, bind together and not fuss about stupid stuff. I mean, if you have something against single moms, that's your opinion. You can state it. But if you're gonna state an opinion, say some real stuff. Like, don't say ignorant things. Like, don't say, oh, single mothers are so annoying. They just have their kids running all over the place. That's an opinion. It's not a correct opinion, because it's not a fact. Not every single mom just has their kids running all over the place and running wild. I just think that in these days and times where it seems that on the internet and even in real life, black women are being attacked the most, I think these are times that we need to be sticking together and not be, spreading apart and picking ourselves apart because of stupid stuff. I mean, I've heard about natural women arguing, oh, you're not natural enough. Oh, but your hair, your texture is, silky, and oh no, your curl pattern's too loose. Who cares? That the whole point in this was to bring us together, because so many people was tearing us apart. Black women with the argument, oh, I don't like light skinned black women. Oh, I don't like dark skinned black women. Oh, you guys think you're better. Who cares? Who cares whether you're dark skinned or light skinned, because you're black. We would all be slaves if slavery was still around, so it doesn't matter. Nobody's better than anybody. And light skinned people were not the only people that were house niggas, just so people know that, because it seems like that's everybody. Oh, you're light skinned, you're a house nigga. Light skinned people weren't the only people that were house niggas. So all of us were equal. Whoever the master liked most, that's who was being in the house, whether you was dark skinned or light skinned. It's just people people just people just need to realize that this is not the time for us to be fighting each other. This is the time for us to be unifying and sticking together and uplifting each other, because that's the only way that we're going to make it in this world. And if you don't have kids, when you do have kids, do you want your kids to, what are you going to teach your kids? Are you going to teach your kids this hatred that you're, conveying on the internet or in real life, or like on the outside world? Or are you going to teach your kids, you know, to love and to help and to teach and to share and to learn? I mean, oh, this video is kind of long, sorry. But yeah, I'm going to cut it off right there. But I just want to give you guys something to think about, and I want to thank Taryn for being brave enough to share her video because it was something that needs to be said. So, bye.